And if you can make an extra payment on your mortgage every 6 months, you're going to be really happy that you did. A couple things about house. I would take the opportunity to sort of design the decorate or lay out the home and the furniture, picking the furniture out and stuff like that. Do all that together. All right. Don't make a situation where it's yours or theirs. Make it a situation where it's ours. And I know this sounds crazy, especially for some guys where they're like, please please don't make me decorate a home. You got to be invested. And the reason I say that is because I think that actually is one of those things that helps build intimacy. And that's, emotional intimacy between a husband and a wife is to involve each other in these sort of simple, minor things so that you're both taking ownership of something very special to you. So that's my advice for people who buy their first home. Figure it out together. That's a good way to learn compromise. Somebody might want one thing, the other spouse might want something else. Yeah, you got to figure out how to negotiate in a partnership. And decorating a home, picking out furniture and stuff like that is a simple way to do that. And
Welcome to Hollywood Deli. I'm your host Blue. So what did you just listen to is Cody's. What is those things? Cameo. That's a Kody cameo. So you can't convince me that Kody and Robbem planned all this together, that they didn't do it together. They planned everything from the move to Arizona to the big old house that took all the resources. It was all planned. They worked together to do this. Because Janelle begged Robin not to purchase this house because she knew that when they purchased this house that she would clean out all the money. And they knew this. The reason why they did it was to gain control of the majority of the resources. And how do you do that? You get them to sign a promissory note that they are giving this money as a gift so that they can whitewash it, clean it up, make it their own, and make sure that the other wives didn't have their names on the deed because Janelle tried to fight for that, and Janelle's dumbass went along with him and didn't sign, but went along with everything and let him and Robin take control of the house, the money that went to the house, and that's why they can't get none of it. But remember when Robin was sitting there trying to tell us she didn't want the big house, and that when she went to Kody to tell on Janelle, that was to show him that she was in agreement with Janelle not to buy that big house. Bullshit. He just told us everything they did together, down to the decorating of that house with all those goddamn art um, copies on the wall. They were in this together. They were a team. They were a partnership, and Christine knew it. But Christine wasn't smart enough to leave sooner, to leave with more of her coin. But Christine was smart enough to leave when she did, which is when Truly was a minor, so that she can get some of this back child support and get child support because he refuses to support Truly. He wants to take care of all of Robin's kids, even her grown ones, but doesn't want to take care of Christine's daughter, and that's bullshit. And so when Janelle said, "Oh, I don't think Cody's sophisticated enough to do all this by himself." No, he didn't do it by himself. He did it with his partner in crime, Robin. Robin and Kody set this whole thing up. They staged everything, and I'm talking down to their meeting. So one of the things that came up in the reunion was Mary finally admits that she did not introduce Kody and Robin. What really happened was Kody and Robin met prior to this whole lightning in the pussy story in the church. They met before the church. That's how Robin ended up in the church, is because he and Robin were set up. I believe that her cousin Reba, who also was friends with Kody, knew that Kody was on the prowl because he even said it in the tell all. The I will tell nothing. that he was on the prowl. He was looking, which he shouldn't have been doing because he was bored of his wives that he had for 16 years that he wasn't attracted to. And so what they did was, I believe, this is my theory, they set up their meeting at the church and to meet, each other. And then they got the chitty chat and they met offline, got to talking, and talked about how they were going to stage a meeting. And how did they do it? To make it look like a coincidence. Oh, let me take Mary, who I wasn't really feeling, and who's desperate for my love and attention and needs my approval, and can take the blame for this. Because that's all Mary did for him, was take the blame for bringing Robin in all these years. Because she actually was agreeing that she told him to dance with her and that she was cute, and was in agreement with that dumb story that she encouraged him to court Robin. And so what happened was they were driving, and so just so happened to drive past a friend's house and go there. And who was there? Robin. All coincidence. It was not a coincidence. Nothing was a coincidence. These two had a ball playing the shit out of these people. So they planned the meetup, and then they planned the love bombing of Mary. They knew if they love bombed Mary, that and Mary loved Robin, because nobody in the family liked Mary, not even Kody, that they could down the line convince this dum dum to do what she did, which was give up her legal marriage. I believe that they had inside jokes and had secrets, like they always said. Like they, he was so proud to tell everyone that he never told the other wives, the two basement wives, Janelle and Rob. I'm sorry, Janelle and Christine, that he lost his virginity before he got with them, or before he got with Mary. And Christine was so hurt. And I'm like, Christine, let it go, girl. All it is proves more that he's a liar. And so he always wanted to keep these dynamics a secret keeping, just like he did with Mary when he kept the secret between him and Mary about Robin. Mary was all in, hook, line, and sinker, because she just wanted to fit in so badly. She did anything. She starved for Cody's attention. Anytime to keep Kody with her, she would bring in another wife. And she thought Robin was going to save her marriage, I believe. And she, little did she know, she was the undoing of it. Kody and Robin were so conniving. It was just so sad. And here's the thing. They even taunted the other sister wives. Like, he wrote in the book that he thought Christine was disgusting and fat. And then when he was talking about it and how repulsed he was about Christine eating nachos, guess who was sitting next to him? His obese wife, Janelle. How do you think that made her feel? But she sat there and ate it. She sat there and ate it. And then what's so contradictory about it and flabbergasting is that in one of the tell nothings, Janelle said if Kody had told her that he was unattracted to her, she would have left his ass the first time he said it. And I'm like, he did say it, honey. He just said it. He shaded Christine within your ears so that you could hear it. He was talking about you too, because you were overweight too, and still is. So the level of ignoring and putting up blinders Christine and Janelle did is crazy to me. The fact that y'all could stay with somebody who's so mean as this person. And then remember, he even made Janelle and Christine and Mary all go to a trainer to meet the standards of Robin, the skinny wife, the pretty wife. And he made them get weighed on national TV. He didn't weigh himself when he had his beer belly, because Kody, a lot of this show had beer belly and looked pregnant. But he didn't get his ass on the scale, but he made sure he shamed them. And they went along with this foolishness. And then it's being said, and comes from Without a Crystal Ball, a source of Without a Crystal Ball said that Kody lied about liking a curvy woman, and that in reality he wanted Robin all along, because when they did a tell nothing and Robin was getting her makeup done, she was getting dressed, and the other sister wives, they were all in the same house, and so I know they heard it. He was complimenting Robin, saying how pretty she looks, my pretty wife, blah 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 blah, like how much she just was so enamored by her looks. And then he sat there and he would twirl her around and kept bragging. And the person said he was loud about it too, because Kody is loud. And these women heard it. And the fact that they put up with this indignity is crazy. And it was all for money. It's all for money because it's being rumored that, and it's from Sarah Fraser's show, that they're actually in talks of, I guess, renewing the show. And the sister wives have come together and are negotiating with him. And it's like they'll do anything for money. They'll put up with every indignity for money. And so I can't really feel bad for these women because they knew what was going on. They knew that Robin was stealing money. Like, she took $65,000 out of the bank account for dolls, and she we know that Robin doesn't have any friends. Robin's friends are the American dolls. She plays with them. She dresses them, which I think is different. But to each his own. I know people play with action figures and things like that, so I guess they're her action figures. But the fact that these women let this woman play in their face the way that they did, and she was just so smug, Robin, throughout the Sister Wives reunion, especially when it came to that luggage situation where she was trying to downplay it, but she was like, I get the luggage rack. She doesn't. Cody didn't even know what it was. He takes the rack every chance he gets. He's an inconsiderate person, and I don't believe that Robin gets this great treatment. I think she gets a lot of his money, but I don't think she gets this great treatment that they believe. I believe that he would put on a show in front of the other sister wives and treat Robin a certain way, but I don't believe that she gets this great treatment. I don't think he's as considerate to her, and I think the reason why I feel this is because when a man gives you money, 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 they think that it covers their mistreatments and they don't have to do as much. And so I believe that Kody treats her like shit. She doesn't get the rack, and that the rack story is just like Janelle and Christine said it. It's symbolic of the person he is. He's going to take the best, and everybody else is going to get the scraps. But anyway, I meant to mention also what grinds my grits about the sister wives is this. They let him set himself up so well financially. Did you hear this man? He said we made extra payments. You know where them extra payments came from. It came from the family fund. They was using the family fund to make extra payments. And so that's, I believe, how they were able to hide some of the money that they took, was that they were using it as, if it, like, they historically used the family fund to pay bills. And so they were using the family fund to make the extra payments on their house. And that's why I believe that it was so difficult for Janelle, who's supposed to be the Miss Bookkeeper, to really see what was going on. And I don't think Janelle was really paying attention, because if you were paying attention, Janelle, you would have peeped that and you would have clocked that and you would have got your money out of that bank account. Instead, you made sure to not tell Mary and to not tell Christine what was happening, because Christine even said that you were tight-lipped with her. Like, Janelle was not a good sister wife, in my opinion, because she kept a lot of information to herself. She protected Kody and Robbem a lot. And yes, I understand that's part of the cult and the following the patriarchy. But goddamn, when are we going to start criticizing Janelle for the level of hiding she did? Because she is complicit in all this, in my opinion. Scraps. But anyway, let me know what you think. Do you think uh, Robin and Kody planned their meetup prior to the church story? Or do you think that it was just true love, as Kody said, being exposed? Make sure you like, subscribe, make sure you leave 5-star rating, and y'all have a good night.